Hey listeners, there's a new podcast in town. It's called Boozy Blatherings. I know you're going to love it. It's a drunken vocabulary lesson. Learning while drinking. What could be better than that? It's hosted by the very entertaining Megan Mitlow. Look for it and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Here's a taste of it now.
Hi, I'm Megan. I know about 4 words and 3 of them are curses. Welcome to my new podcast, Boozy Blatherings. It's the perfect combination of drunk history and Merriam-Webster's word of the day. I'll be your host at this cocktail party where every week we'll have a new guest, we'll learn a new word, and we're going to have a lot of cocktails. So pour yourself a drink and get cozy because we're going to have fun.
Welcome to If This Bar Could Talk, a podcast about bartenders and the stories they have to tell, as well as the storied history of cocktails, spirits, and bars. I'm Blair Beavers, and here's your host, Leanne Sims.
Greg Burnett, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So we've seen you around a lot in the city.
Sure.
We saw you, of course, everybody knows 614 Tiki.
We have a lot of fun.
Yep.
So is that still going on? I mean, after COVID, is that going to come back?
We hope to. We haven't spent a lot of time discussing it because it seems like it's, not the best way to, focus our energy right now, just because Rebecca has a lot going on and Sarah has a lot going on, and, I do as well. But when it comes time to when we can actually do something, I think we'd all want to, continue with that.
So Rebecca Monday.
Yep.
And Sarah.
Sarah Rose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how did 614 Tiki, how did that come about?
So Rebecca did this thing at Little Rock. So Little Rock is not open on Mondays. And Rebecca's last name, of course, is Monday. So once a month on Monday, Quinn, the owner of Little Rock, would invite Rebecca to come in, and she would just have whatever theme she wanted to do. And they call it Rebecca Mondays. And it was fun. It's mostly industry forward, which is what we like anyway. All the times we get to see our friends, And she did several of them, and she did a pretty successful Christmas one, and that was a lot of fun. And she asked me if I wanted to do a tiki one, and I said, sure, but it's going to be a lot. We're going to put a lot more into it. Like, if you want to do tiki, you can't just kind of a little bit do it. It has to be a very immersive experience, right? So she agreed to it, and of course, I was in the process of collecting things to build a tiki bar in my basement at the time. So I had all this, like, ephemera. Sarah and I did. And so we started, like, kind of taking stock of things and planning it out, and we pushed it back a little bit because we wanted to, like, spend some time planning it instead of just kind of getting out a staple gun and going to Party City or whatever,
Nice.
I mean, there are, like, very poor attempts at tiki that I've seen. I mean, not like pop-ups or whatever, just like actual bars, But so I said, okay, well, let's do this. She said, yeah, this is awesome. Let's do this. And we did it. We like started an Instagram account, like really started pushing it and promoting it hard and trying to create content to build some sort of momentum going into the event. And then it ended up being like really, really successful and busy. And we both at the end of the night, after just pouring drinks all night, just kind of sitting there at the table outside, everyone's gone, just looking at each other like, we did it. This was awesome. And there's no better feeling than in the middle of that, Sarah's DJing, and it's just, it's not she doesn't DJ like the exotica type music you hear, like the old timey tiki stuff. It's like hard, like surf rock the whole time and really loud, and people are dancing and stuff, and it's great. But all that energy and all the people, it just, at the end, it's just, you're empty. You're done. And we look at each other, we did it. And we said, we got to do this again. We have to do it again. So we just started doing it, and we love it. It's a ton of work. We decorate for 12 hours before the event. Then we do the event. And like I said, you're empty when it's over, but then you still got to tear it down because they open back up on Monday. We started Sunday, right? So we have to tear it all down, load it all back into the U-Haul we rented, take it back to my house. So, but it's so worth it. Part of what I love about bartending is just like the experience, right? Not just for you, but the one you create for the guests, and you like give of yourself, and it's really rewarding. But that is like really concentrated aspect of that feeling. It just, I mean, so high energy the whole time. And then it's, I don't know. It's a wonderful feeling when it's done and during it, whatever.
Well, I really enjoy it.
We've been to a few and we love going.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
I particularly love drinking a cocktail out of a giant duck.
Yes. You got to drink out of one of the ducks, and that's awesome. We saw
It was
this,
shared.
We saw this at a thrift store. We're like, this isn't really tiki, but it's really us. So we'll really put it on social media and whatever. It's cool.
So the fun thing about tiki, like you said, it's an experience. It's an immersive experience. It takes you away. That's what we need here in gray ass Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
So I think you guys did it really, really well.
And it was a great service for our town.
Yeah, and the cocktails were amazing. And with tiki cocktails, they sneak up on you, right? Like, you don't feel like there's a lot of alcohol. I think that's why you do, like, this is a 2-person cocktail, and you can only have one of them or whatever.
We don't really place any rules except for they don't drive home after, right? But I will give you a suggestion, I guess. But yeah.
Now, the last place we saw you at was Wonder Bar. Tell us about that and, like, your experience there. And
Well, I was working with a good friend of mine, Jason Sad, who was a manager at Pins when I was working at Pins.
okay.
And I got to kind of develop the cocktails there as well for all of their locations while I was doing it. And that was cool because it was a different sort of challenge where, okay, not to disparage any of the people that work there, because there's all different kinds of bartenders. You don't have to be a cocktail bartender to be a really, really good bartender.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I have to design cocktails that someone with the average palate wants to drink more than one of. That an average bartender can make in less than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that are still interesting and look good on Instagram. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the challenge.
It's all of those things.
So that was fun, and I made some stuff that I liked and was proud of and stuff. And the stuff I loved though that sold very poorly. You know what I mean? Just because it's just not it's not a craft cocktail place. It's not.
No.
It's fine.
But it's a fun place.
Right? Yeah, it was fun. And my friend Jason Sad, who was managing there, got an offer to manage this bar, Wonder Bar, in the old Maxenherb in German Village. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, listen, if you let me basically have control of the beverage program and give me like 4 shifts a week or something, I don't care, plus like a prep shift, we'll, I'll come work over there with you. It's close to my house, like I don't know, being at work till 4 a.m. is, getting a little old for me. So he said, sure. So we got to do some pretty fun stuff there. Cause he kind of like just let me off my leash, let me kind of do whatever I wanted. As long as like you can stay like in this fiscal responsibility area, and people are if people are buying the drinks, cool. So we got to do some stuff that I don't know. I like this juxtaposition of like highbrow, lowbrow, like highbrow techniques or ingredient stuff, and maybe like a lowbrow sort of like an ingredient or a theme or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like we did like frozen Baja Blast Mountain Dew margaritas, but with like mezcal and we garnished it with a Dorito.
It can't be straightforward.
Oh, that sounds awesome to me.
It was really
You had
good.
me at mezcal and Doritos. Hell
It was
yeah.
really good. Or we did a clarified milk punch, and this is one of my favorite drinks I've ever done. Is we did a clarified milk punch, but we did it with Fruity Pebbles cereal milk.
I remember this.
Yes, we tried that one.
So I was in New York. Sarah and I were in New York, and we went to Christina Tosi's Milk Bar, which is like a dessert place. Mm-hmm. They have several places in New York, and the cereal milk ice cream is one of the big things. And you can get a lot of her other stuff like shipped to you, and we tried a bunch of other stuff before we'd been there, but you can't get that shipped to you, or I don't think they do, or maybe they do now. But the cereal they used was just cornflakes, and I was so disappointed when I tried it. I was like, man, I mean, there's so many good stupid kid cereals, and you're gonna do something so novel. You can have more fun with it.
I mean,
think.
Apple Jacks,
Yeah.
Tricks, you name it, Sugar Smacks, you name it.
Yeah. So I said I'm gonna do clarified milk punch. We're gonna do it with Fruity Pebbles, and it took me a while to like really learn how to clarify it properly in like for a service setting, like in large batches. But I think we got it down, got it super clear. And yeah, I mean, it's just like that sort of a thing, right? Where you got like a little bit of novelty to it, but it's still, you have like the technique or the ingredients or whatever that keep it elevated to a certain extent without taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're no longer, or you're taking a break from the industry.
Well, I love bartending and I love the industry, but I hope to never have to do it again as a job. So after the restrictions loosened up a little for COVID-19, I started a business doing home renovations, and it's been going very well. Mostly because everyone's sitting at home looking at their house, so they're working from home.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta do something about this place.
Yeah.
You know, this summer we did a ton of privacy fences.
Yeah.
People,
That
they want
makes sense.
their outside living
Yeah.
situation.
I want to
you
be
know.
in my backyard, but I don't want to see my neighbor.
Right. But if you can't go out to a bar and enjoy things with your friends or whatever, you've got some people, not everyone, but some people, you know, because they're spending less, end up with more money at the end of the day. Other people, of course, it's been much harder for. But, and then they're spending so much time at home, they're more motivated to make these sort of things. So, but that's been going very well. So I hope I don't ever have to do it for a job again. I'd love to continue doing 614 Tiki or like, I don't know. You know, if Alex at Sidebar called me up and was like, can you come in for this event? I'd be like, sure. You know, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
Knock the rust off. It'll feel good. And when I was doing both for a while. I was at Sidebar like 3, maybe 4 shifts a week, and doing this. It was good because it took me a while to really get up and running with my business. So it was nice to have that stable income. But I was just 7 days a week, every week is too much, you know? So.
Yeah. So what's the name of your business?
It's Cozy Home Services.
Cozy Home Services. It's a nice name.
Yeah. So I wanted to brand it in a certain way. The sort of place that your parents would have called to like fix something at the house you grew up in the 90s or whatever. But also I put the services. So I thought about it as like cozy home renovations, cozy home, you know, whatever. At the end, I was like service. I can take this sort of thing that was important to me with bartending, and it's like giving people a good experience through service, and do that with this company too, and take that sort of ideology or whatever behind what made bartending fulfilling for me and transition that into this. So that's why I picked that word at the end.
I like that.
So then do you think that you have a particularly specialized skill set in building a home bar that maybe a regular renovation person might not have?
Yes, but I would love to build actual bars.
Okay.
So I have a friend who also works at Sidebar. You two know him, I'm sure, Jason Webb. And after our shifts at Sidebar, we'd often cross the street, go to Little Palace or El Camino, and sit down and have a couple drinks and just kind of stare off into space. But we always said that bartenders should be designing the bars.
Yeah.
Because many bars we've worked at are horribly inefficient.
Yeah.
And if a bartender was designing it, it wouldn't be. So I think that would be cool sometime in the future. You know, we'll see.
I think that's awesome.
We've heard that so many times.
Yeah. If you were creating your ideal home bar, price is no object, what would you have in your home bar?
Well, my home bar would certainly be a tiki bar. I don't know if you've met.
So an ice crushing machine or?
Yeah. If price is no object, I'd get like a pebble ice machine. Right. That way you never have to worry about running out of ice, which is the worst with tiki drinks. And for the 614 tiki, we just go buy bags and bags and bags of Sonic ice.
Yeah.
But tiki bar, pretty large footprint.
As big as the kitchen? Almost?
As big as at least half of a normal sized basement. You could still have like a laundry, but everything else is tiki.
Nice.
I like to have.
like it.
I know you can't really do it now, but I like it a lot. I like to throw parties. I want a lot of people in my house. I want to entertain and I want people to enjoy, But yeah, the bar itself in that situation is not that important. You have some seating areas, the lighting, like textures and colors,
Decor.
and dark and low ceilings, perfect in a basement. That's why basement tiki bars are so popular. But you still have to have something behind the bar. You got to have running water. You have to have, refrigeration, whatever. And maybe just take like an old refrigerator with a tap handle on the side with the keg of High Life in there and wrap it in like tapa cloth or whatever, just so it blends in a little bit.
Okay, so I think that you should renovate my home.
Sure.
But I don't want my bar in the basement. I want it in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I want a ice crusher.
Okay.
And I want one of those things that chills your glass. You set it and it chills your glass immediately.
Sure.
And a nice fridge for white wine, sparkling wine, stuff like that.
And
those
all
are
vermouths.
Yeah. So there are my things that I want.
Those are the absolutely must-have.
Yeah. Do you think? Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, of course. You gotta have what you want.
So what I think is that when you have a party, people always gravitate for the kitchen anyway.
Yes.
Like everybody wants to be in the kitchen. So why not have your amazing bar in your kitchen?
It's sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
And then the basement, that could be other shit down there.
And instead of an old refrigerator with a tap handle off the side, you could have a mini kegerator underneath your sink, and the tap handle can come right into your sink.
I like that idea.
Yeah. That saves time.
Yeah.
I think you might have found your niche. So are you planning any new tiki events, or is that totally on the back burner?
Well, we kind of maybe talked about maybe trying to do a tiki week this year without the in-person event that we would hold. And we kind of stopped talking about it, and that's fine because it's an uncertain time, and it takes us a lot of effort to do the tiki week, more than just like the normal tiki events or whatever. So maybe we wait until things are back to normal a little bit more. But we did do the takeout, the Tiki 614 Tiki drive-throughs at Little Rock, and those were awesome. I think we might have been the first ones to do to-go cocktails.
I remember that was really early on.
Right. It was like, I think it's like the week after DeWine said that we could do to-go cocktails. And we were very happy to do it for Quinn because we know what type of time bars and restaurants are heading right now. And I think he would say that we helped him out quite a bit. And I feel so good about that because he creates such an awesome place there for his employees, his guests, everyone. I mean, he's a genuine dude. So that was cool. And also, we just got to have a lot of fun, you know. Got to bring some people in to help us do prep. Sold out our drinks every time. And the last one is when they started allowing some in-person, on-premise drinking. We said, well, I think, we can step away now. And, of course, Rebecca had to figure out how to implement life at her place, No, we haven't. We don't know what we're going to do next. As soon as we can do in-person stuff, we'll start it again. We're doing it about 4 times a year. That's probably what we'll do again. And it's great. I mean, it's so much fun when you get to do it.
What's your favorite tiki drink?
Oh, the Mai Tai is the greatest cocktail of all time.
I love a Mai Tai, yeah.
Well, all my favorite drinks start with the letter M, but Mai Tai is my favorite.
What are the others then?
Martini, specifically the 50-50.
Okay.
I love a mojito. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
it's
I
so
love
good.
mojito too.
All right.
And mint julep.
Oh, wow.
See, and
a
he
man
didn't,
after my
he
own
didn't
heart.
mention,
My
he
gosh.
didn't even mention the Manhattan,
Wow.
which is a big M
That
cocktail.
is a big M.
So,
I don't like Manhattans.
no,
I don't at all. No.
I do. But, all right.
That's awesome. I love all the things you just mentioned.
Me too. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. You know, that COVID has really thrown a wrench into everything. Do you think if it weren't for COVID, would you still be in the industry, or were you, I think you said you were transitioning out, but
No, the Wonder Bar was closing. Like they were going out of business. They
Yeah.
knew this leading up to the shutdown or whatever. I was still working at Sidebar. Had no plans of getting out of the industry. I mean, I love it. And I never pictured myself doing something different. I had done construction for 10 years before being a bartending for about 10 years and some like serving before that too. And for me, that was traveling around the East Coast and building Rite Aids, right? So in my mind, it was a lot of travel, working for someone else, and then, never being home, living out of a suitcase. It was not great. I did
Yeah.
it for a long time. But I had to make money, and I have a bunch of tools and stuff, and, I said, well, I guess I'll figure this out, My landlord at the time had just bought the duplex that my roommate and I lived in. And the gate blew over. Like it's old rickety old wooden fence out there, and the gate blew over. And he said, I just can't get anyone out here to even give me a quote. I said, I'll build you a fence, And then he referred me to his friend. I built him a fence. I'm like, all right, this is going somewhere. And then I started, doing whatever I can. I spent my whole childhood holding a flashlight for my dad, who was always a little bit resentful of his dad for never showing him how to do anything. So it was very important for him that I learned how to do these things. Right?
that's awesome.
So,
Skills are important.
right. Yeah. So it just started more and more drywall jobs and plumbing and a hot water heater and tile. Now it's just tile. Everybody wants tile. It's fine. Whatever you want,
So how did you start in the bartending business?
When I got tired of traveling, right, living out of a suitcase, I was living in Toledo with a girl I was dating, and her family lived in Columbus. And she got tired of me being gone all the time too, understandably. I didn't love it either. So I said, okay, I'll move here. I'll go back to school. Started going to the University of Toledo and working a job hanging drywall for minimum wage. This is like recession time, right? I would never pay anyone less than $15 an hour person. I mean, that's just my personal choice, especially for the work that we do.
Yeah.
But I was making minimum wage hanging drywall, and it was terrible. When I was going to school, I said, okay, we move to Columbus. She wants to be near her family. I want to transfer to Ohio State. Both those things worked out well. And I was really close to here. We were here visiting, looking for an apartment, looking for a job before we moved. And they had open interviews at the CBC restaurant down here. And I was really into craft beer at the time. I'd never been a waiter. I was like a busser at a Chi-Chi's when I was 16, So I sit down in the booth for this open interview, and I had just heard all these people talking about how much experience they had as servers. Like I worked at, whatever steakhouse and all this. And I was like, oh, man. It's like, I don't care. I got nothing to lose. And I sat down in the booth, and I said, I feel like I'm home. And they hired me. They hired two people, me and one other person, and all those people went home with all their experience.
Oh, wow.
So I waited tables there for a couple of years, and then I went to a Cameron Mitchell restaurant, the Cap City in Gahanna, for a couple of years and waited tables, and started bartending at Hal & Al's on Parsons because I begged the bartender there to let me bartend there for like 2 years. I was like, you gotta hire me, Rob. I'll be good at this. was pour beers all day and talk to people. I can do this. And eventually it did. Then that's how it all started, I guess. I loved it.
So when you're pouring beers for people, I love that experience on the other side of the bar. When I first moved downtown, I didn't know where to go. Single woman, alone. And so I found my bar in my neighborhood. And it was so comforting to just go in there every day and just sit and talk to the bartender.
Yeah.
I felt protected. I felt welcome. Do you have any sense of how the impact that you have on people, like in the relationship that you have?
Well, that bar, Hal and Al's, was very, very heavily regular driven. So at first, when I first started working there, the regulars would come in and be like, "Who are you? Where's Rob? You know, who are you? Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
And it took a long time to win those people over, but
You're not Rob.
I still know a lot of them, and it's pretty neat. But I don't know. I know from my position on the other side of the bar, like sitting at the bar, that when I go out, I don't go to a bar. I go to see a bartender that I want to see, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we're not even friends outside of, that part of the relationship. Mm-hmm. It's just, I know I like being there because I think this bartender's good and mm-hmm. they're fun and whatever. I have a good experience there, and that's why I go there.
Yeah.
So I can see how that is, how people feel that way, because I feel that way too. And I don't, from the opposite side though, I don't really see it, right? But because I understand that it does work that way, mm-hmm. I try to take it very seriously. So I worked at the Cameron Mitchell place, and of course it's the yes is the answer thing, and that was a great foundational start for me. And CBC before was a Cameron Mitchell place too, and they still had all those same tenants. And it was great. Like it's not about you. I feel like maybe in craft bartending there's a little bit of ego there, and that's okay. To be very good at something, you have to have a little bit of ego. But the experience is never about the bartender, or should never be. It should always be about the guest. And I think that is what I try to make my focus on. So if, say I'm the closing bartender, the happy hour bartender's there, if they're leaving when I get there, or if we're overlapping, whatever, it doesn't matter. If I'm getting there's already people at the bar. Maybe I'm not feeling it that day. I say, I'm just having a bad day, or I'm tired, or whatever. I'm walking in, I just take a deep breath, and I do this exercise, or would do this exercise, and it's the way that I approach and treat the first guest I interact with is going to be the way it's going to be for the rest of the night. So I've got to, even if I'm faking it right now, I've got to fake it in a genuine way and get over that, right? Because I'm not a super extroverted person anyway. But once I get into that kind of that motion, then it just feels good. And then like no doubt, like no self-doubt is what I mean. Mm-hmm. No self-doubt. And I feel the most me that I can feel, right? That's the thing I miss the most about it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Very introspective. So you know yourself enough to know, I gotta do this right. Gotta do this, and this is gonna set the pace. Because you know how it affects
you eventually, or
right.
ultimately.
Setting the pace for the rest of your evening.
And there's a lot of failures leading up to learning that about yourself too, though. Just going home at night and being like, I didn't give that person a good experience. I could have done better there. I need to. Bartending personality is not just like some people have it, some people don't. It doesn't have to be that way. Now, of course, some people are more talented naturally at that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But it can be somewhat of a learned skill instead of a talent, I think. Right? Something you can work towards. And I know that sounds kind of like a little sociopathy, right? Where you got to kind of like fake it. But like you just have to like nudge yourself out of your comfort zone in that moment. I think.
It makes sense.
It does.
Makes you good at your craft. Like it's your craft.
I don't think this job is about making cocktails, even for a cocktail bartender. I think this job is about ensuring people have a wonderful time. So making excellent cocktails or having vast wine or beer knowledge or being good, like having jokes or being fast, those are all just tools to get you to that ultimate goal. This job, I would say, is almost never about cocktail competitions, although they're very fun, and I've had a lot of fun doing them. It's about juicing a case of limes at the beginning of your shift and making sure someone who came in a bad mood leaves having a better day, and then like mopping your floor and cleaning your bar at the end of the night. It's like the work of bartending is the job. And the other stuff is fun things that you can do, to, have fun, but that's not like the meat of the job,
That's so amazing.
I love
you
that.
say that. Yeah. Like, that's why we love bartenders.
Exactly. That's why we sit at the bar to
We
hang out with you
appreciate-
across the
yeah.
bar.
Yeah. That's so amazing. Everything you do is just really amazing. So you're a tiki guy. You like cocktails that start with M. Is rum your favorite spirit to work with?
Generally, or just to drink, right?
What type of rum? Like, for somebody who doesn't know rum, what would you recommend they start with?
Well, as Chad would say,
Chad White?
yes, there is a rum for everyone. Rum is the most diverse spirit, and I don't even think it's close, just because you can make it in so many different ways. Scotch is probably the next close, I think, because they have lots of different styles. But rum, wildly vast styles. My favorite style, and I guess I would kind of put it towards the way that a beginning Scotch drinker would look at Islay rum or Islay Scotches, that it's like a challenging palate-wise. But my favorite are definitely high proof, high ester Jamaican rums. They're real funky, sort of like, tastes like, the best way I can put it is rotting fruit in a good way, right? Super overripe banana or pineapple, mango.
How high proof?
Higher the better. What do you got?
Well, I mean, no, I'm asking, like, how high? Well, I know 151, but that's not drinkable.
Or OFTD.
Oh, that's right. That's good shit.
So Ray and Nephew is a high proof unaged Jamaican rum at 126 proof.
Oh,
So
never
that's
had
up
that.
there.
Like
It's
to try
wonderful. And now it's a wonderful time in Ohio because they're starting to bring in some more rums. We have 3 overproof unaged Jamaican rums you can get right now. You can get the Rum Bar overproof rum, the Rum Fire. So those are Worthy Park and Hampton Estate that make those in Jamaica. And then you get Ray and Nephew, which is made by Appleton. So 3 super high proof unaged Jamaican rums in Ohio. It's wild. It's a great time to be alive.
So what is a beginner tiki cocktail that somebody could make at home? Just like a regular person like me.
Painkiller. You don't even have to
Painkiller.
juice. Yeah, you don't even have to juice any citrus or anything. A lot of people maybe will buy bottled citrus for at home use, and it's probably the worst thing you could do to your drink.
And what's in a painkiller? Remind me.
It is Coco Lopez coconut cream. I usually buy Coco Lopez, so I just call it by name.
Yeah.
Rum. It's kind of weird to call it by the colloquial sort of like English rum, but it's I would use Pusser's or Pusser's gunpowder proof. Pineapple juice, orange juice, and then top of nutmeg. I might be getting that wrong. It's been a long time, but it's super easy. Shake it. Just pour the ice you shook with right back in the drink. I would recommend crushed ice. You don't have to use crushed ice. It's going to taste pretty good in either way. And shave a little nutmeg on top. It's wonderful. One of my favorite tiki bars in the whole world is Tiki Tea in LA. It's a tiny little place, been there since the 50s. But their drinks are not very good. They're just not. They use like a bar sour mix instead of lime, and they use pretty low quality rums. It doesn't matter. It's a wonderful place. It's magical in there. I would sit there and drink their not very good drinks all day.
What's magical about it?
Well, like we said, tiki is immersive.
Yeah.
And tiki has its roots in like the 40s and 50s, and it starts to go a little bit downhill from
But
there.
purely American, right?
Well, many would argue, right? This is certainly like a construct of like the American psyche of the 30s and 40s, where the world was a much larger place, and like you could. This is so when Chinese food was like an exotic thing, generally for most people in the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what makes it a wonderful place is the history of it, the bartenders, the traditions they have there, all the ephemera on the walls, how old and authentic it is, authentic, right, to tiki culture, not to Polynesian culture.
Yeah.
And you just feel it's on Sunset Boulevard in L.A. too. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
I've never been there. I need to go.
I mean, if you want.
I've
drinks,
never been to L.A.
If you want good drinks, tiki drinks in LA, I can give you lots of good recommendations. But if you want an awesome experience, I would go here first. They have this little thing where they have this mechanical bull, and they have a drink called the Blood and Sand, which is not the Blood and Sand. It's a different drink altogether, but it's called that. And it's also not a tiki drink, and it's also not very good. But they crank up this mechanical bull and let it run across the bar whenever someone orders it, and the bartenders yell, "Toro! Toro!" And the whole bar yells, "Toro! Toro!" And it's just wonderful. It has nothing to do with tiki, but it's
Or Blood and Sand.
right, or Blood and Sand, or quality. But it's great. It's wonderful.
Awesome. All right. Well,
sounds
I'm
great.
getting thirsty now. What are you going to make for us this evening?
I've never made this drink before, and I'll tell everyone a secret about 614 Tiki is Rebecca and I will sit down at a table, and we know how to balance drinks pretty well without even making them, and we make them in such large batches that we can adjust them on the fly so that all the drinks are the same and they all taste good. But we don't test out our drinks.
Really?
Huh.
Never. I mean,
I would not have known that.
No, me either.
sometimes we'll use a classic and it needs no testing, and sometimes we're like, well, we know how to balance a drink and we can tweak it as it's all in giant Cambros, you know. But I've never made this drink. And I was drinking a Cab Franc the other day, and I'm like, oh, it's so earthy and good. And I just love Cab Francs. They're my favorite right now. And it just really has this mushroom, like vegetal undertones to it. And I was like, this would be good with like mezcal. And there's this drink I used to make. It was a little bit like Morgenthaler's Bourbon Renewal that had cassis in it, but also I put red wine in it as well. I was like, oh, this would be kind of good. Cab Franc, mezcal, cassis, lemon, a little bit of simple. I thought it'd be great. And I've been thinking about it for a few days. And then you guys approached me and asked me if I like to do this. So I was like, well, this is a cool time.
Awesome.
We can try this out.
Very fun.
Maybe it'll be terrible.
I doubt that. But, all right.
All right. So let's take a break then, and we will try this new concoction that you've never tried before.
Sure.
All right, we are back with this unnamed cocktail, but
She's
cheers.
a beaut.
Beautiful. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious.
That is really good. So
All
tell
right.
us what's in it.
Okay, so this is the Ilegal Reposado, the Cab Franc, Creme de Cassis. This is a blackcurrant liqueur. Although if you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know that usually, right? Lemon juice, a little bit of simple. That's it. Just simple, straightforward. Yeah, I was sitting at 185. They have a great by the glass Cab Franc for a good price, and I was drinking. It's like, man, this is so mushroomy. I just love it so much, and I wonder what it would be good in. And I just started thinking, this is what it is. So, first time I've ever made it.
It's really good.
It's delicious.
Good.
So is that your process then? You're like, you drink something or taste something and you're like, I feel like I could
What
make
can I
a
do
cocktail.
with this?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, you can get inspiration from anywhere, but like generally, I love to cook, so it's most of craft bartending happens in the kitchen usually, you know. So it's an easy transition for me, and I did it. I know I said that the meat of bartending isn't cocktail competitions, but I did a cool tiki cocktail competition. It was a gin tiki cocktail competition with Christina Basham and Chad Kessler at the Grass Skirt. And I did this cocktail called the King of Siam, which was a green curry gin riff on a Mai Tai. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I just use like so tiki cocktails aren't balanced quite like a lot of other cocktails. There's a couple other acts that you have to balance them on with like spice and stuff like that. But I just basically used the template for a Mai Tai and just plugged in the different flavors. I made a green curry drink. So like green curry is one of my favorite flavors, and I've always wanted to do a green curry drink, and I just thought it was like a cool time to do it.
And with gin.
With gin.
What type of gin?
Well, it was a Middle West competition, so I used
Okay.
the Middle West gin.
Bim Pedal.
Well, it was also with Chad's Clawfoot gin. I didn't use that gin, but I did add a little bit of his rum, which being a rum guy, maybe I'm a little biased, but I think his Pipe Dream rum is the best spirit made in this city. I don't even think it's close.
I love that rum too.
I think his absinthe is amazing.
Oh,
We
it's
talk
very
about
good.
him a lot on this
Yeah.
show. We love him. We think he's a jewel.
He's
like
pure.
he's a jewel, a gem, a Columbus gem. Yeah.
More people need to know about him and his spirits at 451. Yeah.
So you have this cute little garnish here. So is that important?
I didn't even put any thought into the garnish. Usually that's like at the end of my idea. Sometimes the garnish is the inspiration too, though, right? But usually that's the end of the process of development for me. It's just the garnish. But I have lemon in the drink. You have lemon over there, a Y peeler, and a cutting board, a knife set up. And frankly, Katie at Sidebar has this drink. It's my favorite drink they put on the new menu called Just a Pomelo, and it's a mezcal grapefruit drink with egg white.
Yes.
Leanne just had this
My favorite.
this
It's my
past week.
I'm
Yes.
so proud of her.
Obsessed.
fantastic
Yes.
cocktail.
But she does this on her drink, except for it's a grapefruit peel. And I was like, well,
Right.
Sidebar is a magical place. For anyone who has never been there, you're doing your stomach a disservice. The food there is amazing.
We
It
agree.
is, especially for the money, the best food downtown. Veritas might give it a run, but you're in different tax brackets for the food, right? It's also a wonderful place, for sure.
Yep.
But Sidebar, a little bit of me is like, during normal times, I'm like, I'm kind of happy that not everyone knows this is here, right? Right now, I wish everyone would just go there and throw their money at them, right?
Yeah.
But the food there is wonderful, and I've never, ever working anywhere felt more a part of a family than I have there. The people, the culture there is just really wholesome and
Really?
wonderful. Yeah, I would say it's
That's
amazing.
great.
That's so wonderful to hear because they are on our cocktail tour, and the most amazing hospitality we've ever received has been there.
That's
Like-
wonderful.
Tirsa has she rolls out the red carpet. She's just
And even
They're
when we're
amazing.
not expecting it, it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
So what's your favorite thing to eat there? Mine's the empanadas, beef empanadas.
Scallops
and the
Parmesan.
potatoes.
Which is it?
The scallops Parmesan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's
I don't
good.
think we've ever had that.
No, we have.
Have we?
The scallops? Yeah.
So spicy potatoes
Spicy potatoes.
are a must.
So good.
Cheesy potatoes. So good.
The tuna tartare is a pretty frequent go-to for me.
I don't think I've had that either.
The red pepper goat cheese dip we
Yep.
love.
So many good things.
Cilantro
The
hummus.
cilantro hummus is phenomenal. We could go on and on about Sidebar.
The other thing about Sidebar is it has it's got to be the longest open cocktail bar in the city, right? I mean, at this point, it's got to be, right?
Really?
Is there one that's been open longer?
Oh,
Certainly been open longer than Mootown.
I'm sure.
How long has M been open? That's got to be pretty close.
M has been open much longer.
Okay.
But now they've been closed for a year.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Many and more of the best bartenders in Columbus have come through Sidebar.
True.
Right. Either cut their teeth there or did a stint there or whatever. But the people, like the long-termers, maybe not even lifers, Chris Manado doesn't work there anymore, but like he's one of the long-term people. Like these are people that are important. He always viewed himself as a custodian of Sidebar, right? When he was the manager there, he wanted to, we always knew he was just like taking care of it for a time, but it was important to him that the culture remained, whatever was right for Sidebar. And so those people.
And it seems like Alex is carrying that torch now.
He's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Alex is an amazing guy.
We love that kid so much. He's such a great talent and such a sweetheart.
Right.
No, I love that sentiment. That's nice.
That
I'm
keeps
sure
us
he would
coming back.
appreciate that.
I would think that it keeps other people coming back too.
You just look back at like when Sidebar was in its early days, the people that worked there then, like Grant Bain, John Tyler. I don't know if you guys know John. He used to work at Curio. He's a good friend of mine. I just did some work on his house several times. He's awesome. But Josh, I can't believe I can't remember his last name.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Also worked at Curio.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
been so many wonderful bartenders that have worked there, And
Yeah, and it seems as though the best bartenders have shifted between the 5 or 6 phenomenal craft cocktail bars that we have in the city.
right.
Between Curio, Giuseppe's, Mouton, Denmark.
So could you use any wine in this cocktail?
Well,
Any red wine?
You could, certainly. So this is a little bit, when I was working at the Little Palace, I used to do this thing where I was really into like first really learning about cocktails. And Jeffrey Morgenthaler has a drink called the Bourbon Renewal, where it's lemon. I think he uses wild turkey, which is probably why I made the drink to begin with, because that's my favorite.
I love wild turkey. Yeah.
Lemon, wild turkey, cassis, and cassis. And that was it, right? Shake and drink, served on a big rock usually. And I was kind of into like New York sours at the time, so I just added like whatever red wine is probably behind the bar. It's probably a Malbec or something, right? And it was like, wow, this is really good. So I make those pretty often for people, especially if they didn't know what they wanted, and I could talk them into letting me try something out or whatever. It's not a cocktail place, but I'd like try to get people, And so this is pretty close to the recipe I was using there, except for the inspiration, of course, was the really mushroomy Cab Franc. And then I thought that it would pair well with Mezcal instead.
The Mezcal sits phenomenally well. It is so delicious that you it's Mezcal, but it's not overwhelming. It's just part of the cocktail, but it's
Right.
Mezcal in there. Delicious. Really great cocktail.
Okay, so let me ask you this. This mezcal that you used,
It's the Ilegal Reposado.
yes. So I had never seen a reposado mezcal. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's a thing, but is mezcal the same as tequila where it's reposado and añejo also, or?
So from the way I understand it, and I'm not an expert on agave spirits, but it is sort of like a government regulatory thing where it's like, if we say this on the bottle, if we say reposado or añejo or extra añejo, whatever, then it has to be at least this year old. Right? That's the Mexican government thing. Now, I don't know what the legal crossovers are between tequila and mezcal, but I'm sure it has to meet at least a certain standard of age.
So have you seen, is this commonplace though to have reposado
We've never
mezcals?
seen reposado
I've never
mezcal
seen that before.
Yeah. The thing is, in Ohio, of course, it's very hard to get interesting things into the state at times. And with mezcal in particular, the agave plant takes for a long time to grow, and then you harvest it, and that's it. And there's a bunch of like small farms, plantations, whatever in Mexico that grow these agave and then make like a small time distillery or whatever. And it's very like single village mezcals, and they're wonderful. But of course, they're very hard to find this far from Mexico, and especially in Ohio, it's a control state, that you're not going to see the more wonderful products that you can get. You have to go somewhere else to buy these things usually, or spend a bunch of money online or whatever. And I've got a great mezcal at my house.
What is it? I want to know.
What is it called? It comes in a stoneware bottle. Anyhow, it'll come to me. I'll describe it to you. It's so there's a type of mezcal called pechuga. So pechuga means chicken breast in Spanish.
Okay.
Basically. And over the fermentation vats for the mezcal, they hang raw chicken breasts. And it sounds gross, but it gets distilled after that, so you're not gonna,
Yeah.
But it does impart a somewhat like, maybe not gamey, but certainly
Tastes like
savory. Well, it imparts like a savory character to it.
All right.
Now this mezcal I'm talking about, they hang raw goat over it, and it is gamey and it's wonderful. A bartender in Austin turned me on to it. It was pretty awesome.
Huh.
Cool. There's a whole world that we don't know about.
I want to learn more. I have such a interest in learning about tequila and mezcal. It's just such an amazing spirit. Spirits are fun.
Of course.
And so I've learned a lot about whiskey. And I want to know more about mezcal and tequila. Because it's fun.
Before we close, we ask you for a good bar story. You don't have to name names. It's up to you.
I was working at a large duckpin bowling bar downtown. Who shall remain nameless to protect the innocent. Now, sometimes people like to have a few drinks there and do things they otherwise wouldn't. And I was like a shift floor manager. I would, depending on the situation, I'd either be making drinks or walking the floor, just kind of doing whatever. It was a cool position. But I had one of our entertainment staff walk up to me and they said, "Hey, Greg, these kids, I saw them just leave with like a bunch of bowling balls. Like they just took them with them." I was like, "Oh, Christ. I had to deal with this. It's like a busy Saturday night or something. Maybe it's starting to wind down after a busy Saturday night." So I'm following them out, and they're parked across the street. So I follow them into the parking lot. I said, "Hey, guys, can I just have the bowling balls back?" And we had so many bowling balls. They're just like too beat up to use in the basement. I would just, if they just asked, I would just like, "Yeah, sure. Take as many as you want. I don't care." But like,
Of the crappy ones.
Yeah. If you want a souvenir, that's fine. And they said, they gave me trouble about it. And eventually they threw them out into the parking lot, and I went and collected them like a doofus and walked back over to Pins and carried on with my shift. I don't take stuff like that personal. So I'm just winding down the night and like clearing tables, helping the bussers and stuff. And this dude just punches me right in the back. I don't even see this guy coming, just punching me square in the middle of the back. He punched me hard too. And I just turned, I looked at him, and he takes off towards the door. And it's the guy.
Well, you're a big guy too. Like,
yeah, he wasn't. And he just takes off, and
So sucker punch was the only way.
I didn't recognize who it was, so I like take off after this guy. I'm probably not a great choice, but I did. And I have a busser. He's a good guy named Algernon, and he drops his bus tub. I got this guy the job there. He's awesome, but he like drops his bus tub and just like grabs on this guy's back, and they both go through the door onto the patio. Not through the glass, but the door opens with help with their momentum. And he's on top of him, and he doesn't know what's going on at all. He just sees that I'm chasing someone. I said, "Algernon, quit choking this guy, man. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on." So I have this guy somewhat subdued, and I'm not like putting pressure on him. I get Algernon off him. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. He's hammered. This girl comes walking around the corner on the patio, and she starts freaking out that I'm, I guess, holding her boyfriend down. So she starts grabbing me. And she I had this little leather cord necklace from the kahiki on, and she rips it off and it snaps. And one of my bar backs goes to pull her off, and she leans back and kicks me square in the face so hard. My nose was just like a tomato, just blew up. At that time, everyone just deadpans. They're all the energy ceased. I'm like, neither of you guys leave. I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
Police did nothing.
Oh,
it's fine. Well, they didn't want to ruin someone's life from the suburbs.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. That's assault.
Oh, that's annoying. That's fucked up.
I spent the weekend in jail. Didn't ruin my life. Taught me a good lesson.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Sheesh.
But it's fine. I decided from that point on that I'm never even going to try to break up a fight in the bar. I'm just going to try to keep other people out of it. Call the police.
Yeah.
No. I think the moral of this story is when somebody punches you square in the back, you should just beat the fuck out of them and not
I didn't want to be violent. I just wanted to figure out, why did you punch me? It turns out it was those people from the bowling balls. I didn't know at the time.
He wanted his pinball, his duck pinball again.
That's okay. That was a funny time, though. I have a video of it, too.
Really?
That we pulled from the security cameras.
Oh, you should post that shit.
I didn't even think about it when I was working there, because that would have been a definite no-no. But I don't work there anymore. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah.
If I post it, I'll tag you.
All right. Thank you very much. That was a good story.
You got it.
Yeah. God damn. So what's next for you, sir?
I'm going to keep running my business and hopefully get some COVID restrictions lifted, because it's the right thing to do, right? I mean, hopefully we get them lifted when it's the right thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I meant to say. And then we can do some more tiki stuff.
So when you do your tiki stuff, will it be at
Little Rock.
Little Rock?
Yep. Yeah, we'll continue to do it there. We've got a great relationship with Quinn, and it's a perfect space for it. It's open. It has the
Quinn's awesome, and the space is awesome. It's such a perfect space because there's indoor, outdoor, upstairs, and what you and Rebecca have done in that space to decorate it, to make it to transform it. Those 614 Tiki events were so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, you get to drink from a duck.
yeah,
A rubber duck.
or at times straight
No,
out
it
of the
wasn't.
bottle.
It was
wasn't
not a
rubber.
rubber duck.
It
was
looked like a rubber ducky.
porcelain.
It was porcelain, but it
porcelain.
looked like a rubber ducky that
Yeah.
was enormous.
Yes.
So when you restart this, how will people find you?
Oh, well, you can follow us at 614 Tiki on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. You can search same name. But generally, I mean, when these restrictions are lifted, I have no doubt that we'll be very, very busy. So come on down.
I agree.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
we were pretty close. Right before this hit, we were talking about we're in talks rather about getting our own branded tiki mugs made, and
Oh, nice.
so we'll revisit that. But it probably wasn't a good time to sink a bunch of money into that right at the beginning of the pandemic, right? So, yeah, we'll do some stuff like that, and we've got a lot of cool ideas. We're really looking forward to the next time we can do the Tiki Week, which is just the most fun.
That is fun. And so if there are listeners who want you to build their bar at their restaurant or their bar
Or
restaurant,
their fence.
Sure. You could look me up on Instagram at Cozy Home Services. Pretty easy to find. Send me a message there. And a lot of you that are listening probably have my phone number already, so you can do that as well.
Awesome. So I feel like you're a full service guy. You could fix my house and my bar.
I'd say so.
And pour a cocktail when you make the bar.
Potentially.
I was hanging pictures for an older lady in Bexley the other day, and she had some pretty cool art on the wall, and we got to talking, and she said she was worked in an art gallery for a long time. We talked about that, and she said, I have this print here, and it was made by this really famous artist niece or something like that. And her last name is Remington. So it's Remington's niece. And I said, oh, it's the guy that painted and did all the lost wax castings of horses. And she looked at me like I had three heads. Like, what? You're here hanging pictures for me, and
How do you?
I was like, there's more to people, you know.
Yeah.
How do you know about Remington? Come on.
But she's a wonderful lady.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Well, Greg Burnett, thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to meet with us.
Of course, I had a great time.
We appreciate it. The cocktail was delicious, and we can't wait for you to build us an amazing bar.
Me either.
Cheers.
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 Listeners, please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Seabus Craft Cocktail Tour, and visit our website at columbuscraftcocktailtour.com for cocktail tour dates, women and whiskey tastings, and other events and merchandise. Thanks to our producer, Greg Hansberry, and to the biographer for our original music. Please remember to drink responsibly, tip appropriately, and be cocktail curious. Cheers!
This has been a Last Call Productions production.